Hi guys, my name is Dan and this is another vlog from BragDeal, and today we're going to be covering 3 different things that you can do to help improve your SEO and help yourself save some money. Alright, so here's a couple things that you can do yourself and not really spend any money at all. And the first thing we're going to cover is writing your own articles. Now, one thing that you need to consider when writing articles is consistency is key. When you start anything in life, when you are consistent at it, it actually portrays results and portrays success. So when you are starting to come up with topics and articles, ideas, you want to have some sort of a schedule, whether you post it every Monday or every Thursday or whatever the case is. You want to have your audience coming back and reading more and more. For those of us that are not very creative coming up with our own topics, well, Google is your best friend. Just go into Google really quick, type in the topic that you want to talk about, and of course you'll come up with a lot of results on there that you can generate ideas and inspirations from. Before finally writing an article, you want to make sure you do your due diligence and researching your field really well. If you just write an article for the sake of writing it, it's not going to provide any value for the readers. You want to ensure that the people that come to your website to read are actually learning something new, they're actually benefiting, and that this is going to be something they can take on into their business or in life, and that way they're more likely to come back and read the next article you post. Now, of course, the articles that we write are one for the people to read and learn from, but also to improve our website's SEO. And one of the big things that we have to consider when writing an article is to include the keywords that are the core of our website. One way to get those keywords is to use a website that I'll link in the description called SEObook.com. And on this website, when you first go on it, all you really gotta do is type your website in there, and it will show you a list of results associated to all the keywords and the density that's being used of those keywords on your website right now. That way you'll know the different areas that you can improve on. So for example, if you are a realtor in Vancouver and you have the word realtor all over the place, that's great, but maybe you want to target realtor in Vancouver more. You want to make sure your article has a great title. A good title will actually just get a click, a great title will get attention as well. Now there's a great little thing that we all know about is the clickbait. Not necessarily saying that you want to have the clickbait effect, but there is obviously a fine balance. If you get people to click on it and they read your article, then you got what you wanted, because if it's a good information for them to learn from, they're gonna be happy. If they just click on it just to look at the article, it's not interesting, it feels more like a clickbait. So you gotta find the right balance when you do that. And probably one of the most beneficial parts of your blog is that now that you wrote this article or you wrote this piece of information on your site, you can actually share it with other bloggers in a similar niche and ask in return for a backlink to you. Now that not only helps them by having more content on their site, but it helps you to not only expose yourself but bring yourself traffic to your site. And that will actually lead me to the next topic, which is backlinks. Now for those who don't know what backlinks are, essentially is when somebody links back to your site. So you have your site, there's a bunch of other sites and they all link back to you. The more people come back to you, meaning the more backlinks you have, the more traffic, the more authority, and the more credibility Google sees in you. Now the easiest way to get backlinks is create social media. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, all of those, if you link your website on them, they all create a backlink to you. Now I just named 4 right away off the top of my head. I can imagine there's hundreds and hundreds that are free out there that you can just create a profile, put your link in there, and link back to you. Of course, there are tools online that you can even search for on Google to see which sites will provide backlinks back to you and what incentives they might have or what incentives you can give them. It could be exchange of some service, it could be exchange of the blog like we talked about earlier, but the more you collect those backlinks, the better it is for your site and the more traffic you'll gain. So don't be afraid to actually reach out and email to potential other industries, just offering your service or potentially just saying, hey, would you mind putting a link on your listing just to link back to us. And lastly, I want to cover checking for errors. That's probably one of the major points as well, just as important as writing the articles and getting the backlinks. If your website has errors on it, it goes without saying that it's not a good thing. Google will see it, your users that go on it will see it, and if you know about them, you're not gonna feel great about your site either. One great way to check what kind of errors you might have is go on a website called GT Metrics. We'll link the link in the description below as well. When you actually go onto that website and you type in your website in the analyze tool they have, you'll actually see a big report pulling up that will show you exactly what is wrong with your site. Whether it's an image that loads too slow, whether it's using too many resources, potentially your site is loading very slowly, and here's the reasons why. So you need to make sure you address every single one of those issues in order to improve the SEO status. Now, how you handle those issues can be depending on your knowledge in coding or website optimizing, but if you manage to fix all those issues on your own, that's a very cheap route of handling that objective. And that's all for today, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed the video, you gained some knowledge from it, and I hope in the long term it helps save you some money as well. If you did enjoy the video, please subscribe so you get weekly updates. We'll potentially be doing videos every Monday and Thursday. You get new material to learn from. Share and like the video, and any comments or questions you might have, I'll be more than happy to answer. Just shoot them below and I'll be right there. Otherwise, guys, we'll see you guys in the next video.